Ho ho buddies, once Borderline Games, I'm Gareth and today we're playing Chaos Head. Last time we were tied up by Yua. Turns out that she's a bit crazier than we thought she was. It seems like Yua is actually... What's her sister's name? Mia? Am I getting that from... Yua... Hang on, let's have a look. So Chaos Head, Yua's sister name... is Mia. It is Mia. Okay, cool. So yeah, it turns out that Yua is actually her sister Mia, and Yua died on the group dive incident as part of the new gen serial killings. And then it also transpired that maybe she kind of invented Yua, but I think maybe this picture proves that she didn't, and that Mia is actually real. Let's find out what's going on and where this is heading. I feel like we're right at the end. Let's go on Chaos Head. So she did exist. There were definitely two people on the screen there, and the image didn't look edited either. The two looked eerily similar in that picture. Although they were twins, the only difference was that one had glasses and the other didn't. Even their hairstyle was the same. And me. I'm right there. Which one are you? She pointed to the one on the left. Uh-oh. Right at that moment, the floor started shaking violently. An earthquake. It's even bigger than the last one. Gah! I was struck with a violent ringing in my ears. It was such an intensely shrill, resonant sound. My head felt like it was about to burst open. Yua grabbed her head and fell to her knees. I wanted to do the same, but my hands were tied up, so I couldn't. It felt like my ears were being pierced by thousands upon thousands of needles. And then... I was hit by an enormous impact, and a blinding light dyed my vision completely white. The two of us switched places that day. At the Shibuya Mekides, a large wave of students arrived as soon as evening hit. I could hear the high-pitched voices of high school girls joyfully chatting away with one another. I took a moment to look out the window and then I took out my phone. It was now 5:02 PM on September the 7th, 2 minutes past the time she was supposed to be here. I took a bite out of my chicken sandwich, feeling a little bit annoyed. So I'm late, Mia-chan. Didn't mean to have you wait on me. Yua-chan appeared, tray in hand, and sat down in front of me. I let out a small sigh. Well, you did. Come on, cut me some slack, Mia-chan. It was only like 5 minutes. Oh, you ordered a chicken sandwich? So did I. She pointed to the chicken sandwich on a tray. Oops. Hang on a sec. No, not that. Not that. What did that say? She pointed to the chicken sandwich on her tray. The two of us were twins, so it was only natural that we'd have the same preferences. She really didn't need to point out every little time that we had something in common, but she happily did so anyway. It's the first time we've ever met up in Shibuya, right, Mia-chan? I didn't go to school in Shibuya, and the two of us saw each other at home all the time, so we just didn't have any reason or opportunity to meet up in Shibuya. That was all there was to it. So, what did you want to ask me again? Just ask away. Anything's on the table. I took the last bite of my chicken sandwich, sipped some of the iced tea, and then I leaned towards Yua-chan. Okay, so, truth is, I've actually got somewhere to be after this. Oh, a date? No, nothing like that. I'm just meeting up with some people I've never actually met in person before. Some? How many people are you planning to meet? Around 4, I think. How'd you know them? I met them online. But don't worry, not on anything shady. We just started talking on this message board for anime fans and stuff. Oh wow. I pretty much never use the internet, so I don't really know how it works. Is making friends online that common? Kinda. Point is, it's my first time going to an offline meeting. To an offline meet. And to tell you the truth, I'm a little... You're worried you're going to be too shy? No, that's not it, and I'm not shy. It's just, I don't really fit in for the most part, so I don't know if I'll mesh well with the rest of them, I guess. If you say so. Either way, are you sure you're going to be okay? Will you be comfortable talking to people you just met? I thought I was, and I really want to try, but truth is, now that it's almost here, I'm... having second thoughts. It just seems really, really hard, but cancelling at the last minute would be a really sucky thing to do, so... So, you want me to go in your place? Oh, fuck. So it's her fault. Yue-chan was really perceptive. She'd understood what I was trying to say before even finishing my sentence. Usually that was more annoying than it was helpful, but this time I was glad that I didn't have to explain everything. Yeah. Can you do that for me? I don't mind. But are you sure that's what you want? This is a great chance for you to meet some friends. Make some friends. Hey, don't treat me like I'm some school grader. I don't need to make friends. And I don't want to make friends. For goodness sake, Mia-chan. You really are stubborn as can be. So, will you go? Yeah, I can. I just have to turn into you for a little while, right? Alright. Alright, world. Say hello to the new Kusunoki Mia. You don't have to go that far. But it's so much more fun that way. Oh, I know. Let's swap uniforms. Why are you so invested in this? It's not often you ask me a favour, Mia-chan. So I'm in a really good mood. You're such a dork. But of course, for it is I, the dorkiest of all dorks, who also happens to be your big sister. So come on, move your butt. Let's go change. Yue-chan forcefully pulled me by my hand. We went into the private bathroom, and after a couple minutes, we'd swapped all clothing and personal effects. Wow. Mia-chan, you really make the Sumai uniform pop. Mum and Dad would totally have a hard time telling who's who. Oh no, I just realised if I wear my glasses, we'll be found out immediately. Here, I'll just take them off. Oh, wait, maybe that's not exactly the best idea. I can't see anything. It's not like they know what I look like. I've never met them before, so really, you don't have to go that far. You're still saying that? Listen, the meetup's starting real soon, so let's use the time we've got left to make this totally perfect. I don't know a thing about anime, though. What should I talk about? Just go with the flow. They're people who you'll only meet once anyway. Sure, but it doesn't have to be that way. This is a huge opportunity to meet people. You can make some real lasting friends. Heck, maybe you could even get a boyfriend. Not interested. You totally are. You wouldn't have agreed to go otherwise. Shut up. I hate you. Alright. I'm going to do everything in my power to make a good impression on everyone. Time to show the world how awesome Kusunoki Mia is. You really don't have to worry about that. If she did that, it'd be even harder for me to go to the second time. I just wasn't as sociable as she was. Wow. So one of the last things that she said to her was that I hate you. On that note, time to get going. Thanks, Yua-chan. And seriously, you don't have to go crazy out there. An okay impression is good enough, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Hehe. See you later, Mia-chan. Yua-chan smiled and waved goodbye, wearing my uniform, holding my bag. And then she disappeared into the crowds of Shibuya as none other than Kusanuki Mia. That had been the last time I'd ever seen Yua-chan. I then had gone home, waited for her to come back. And then that happened. Only to see that case on the news. I mean, why would you think going to the rooftop would be all fun and talking about anime? Maybe that's not where the meeting was. You'd hope it wasn't. Ugh. When I came to, my headache was so bad, it felt like it was splitting in two. The first thing I realised was that I was pinned under my bed. The second was that the bed had fallen on top of me. So not only was my head about to burst from the pain, but my back was too under the weight of the bed. The only thing I could move were my eyes, which allowed me to witness the sheer devastation of my room. Yua was slumped against the wall, staring off in a daze. She'd been half naked before the earthquake hit, but it seemed like she'd put her clothes back on. Good. I'm glad that happened. Before, she'd been completely topless whilst also keeping her glasses on, which had honestly brought some life back into me. But now, her glasses had fallen to her feet. The lenses were cracked. Help me. Oh, that's me. Untie me. It took nearly everything in me, but I managed to fight through the headache and call out to Yua. And with the most empty eyes, she looked at me. I remember. Literally, who cares? I don't give a shit about what you remember, just untie me already. I can't move under this thing. I finally remember. Yua slowly got up and easily untied the tight knot. Almost too easily, in fact, considering how dark it was and how she wasn't wearing her glasses. Finally, a free man, I managed to slip out from under the bed. But that was about as far as I went. My head felt as if it had been cracked open, just like it had during the previous earthquakes. Even standing up felt impossible, so I endured the pain on all fours. It was Yua-chan. Yua was once again mumbling something in a low voice. The one who died during the group dive wasn't Mia, it was Yua-chan. Yua, what are you? I'm not Yua. A wry smile spread across Yua's lips. I'm Mia. I had only convinced myself that I was Yua-chan. The two of us switched places that day, and then Yua-chan died. It was supposed to be me. Suddenly, the expression on Yua's face disappeared, complementing the empty eyes that had yet to leave her. And then she extended a hand toward me. Nishizuo-kun, I don't care about Shogun anymore. In the end, I was the one who killed Yua-chan. I let her die. Would you be willing to come with me? To where? To the place where Yua-chan died. I just want you to come with me. Oh, I don't like the idea of this. Takumi, don't do this. Please. I didn't know why exactly she was asking me this, but I had an idea. An idea that soon became realized. Mia was planning to die. I had no idea whether or not I should stop her. It was probably too late for me to say anything that might reach her. And so I took Mia's hand and went to pull myself up. Ugh! Ah! I felt a stabbing pain in my head. I pictured my eyes being dyed a scarlet red. The throbbing pulsation of the blood vessels inside my head reverberated throughout my entire body. It hurt too much to move. I didn't have the strength. Can you walk? Mia supported my body with her shoulder. I want you to come with me. If you can't walk, then we have a problem. I think you can save me. Oh, hang on. Is this Mia? I think you can save me, please. With my body supported by Mia, the two of us began walking in the direction of Shibuya. Shibuya had transformed into a city of death. Everywhere you looked, corpses were strewn across the ground. Some were covered in blood, some had their limbs severed, and some had their heads crushed. Not even a shred of human dignity could be seen in the absolute hellscape spread out before us. Not a single glimmer of the city's former glory remained. The only thing it held now were death, ash and despair. Nothing more. Huge cracks tore through the roads, large scars indicative of how it could all come crashing down at any moment. Huge chunks of debris had fallen from the crumbling buildings, blocking our way. It was difficult to even walk in a straight line. But none of that was enough to make us lose focus of our goal. Mia and I marched on, completely disregarding the cries for help around us. Our destination was the building towering above in the distance, Cornelius Tower. The tower was still standing. The outer walls were crumbling in certain spots, but the structure itself had more or less tanked the earthquake. It still stood straight and tall. As far as we could tell from the outside, it seemed that the lights were off on every floor. Maybe everyone had evacuated, leaving the building vacant and abandoned. Naturally, the lobby was completely empty. There didn't seem to be any electricity either, so the elevator didn't work. Our only option to get to the rooftop would be the emergency stairs. When the details behind the group dive case had appeared online, I'd done a little digging into the building. Cornelius Tower stood at 184 meters tall, with 41 floors above ground. There was absolutely no way I could climb that many floors. Not when I couldn't even walk straight with this headache. And yet Mia kept on supporting me. Leaning on her, we climbed the stairs step by step, sweat dripping down on our foreheads. I think Mum and Dad were just trying to protect me by calling me Yua-chan. Maybe that's why they started treating me like Yua, and why they considered me a dead. She was talking to herself. I listened along in silence. Well, she probably didn't need me to listen. She was just talking aloud, and I just happened to be there. It was always like that. I was a brat no one wanted, and she was perfect. My parents always treated me like I was some kind of tumour to the family. So why did they decide that Mia died there? Well, probably because they would have preferred it that way. Though that's entirely my fault. It's my fault for convincing myself I was Yua-chan. Which is why I should die. Just as Yua-chan died. She did, rather. What kind of person was Yua? She was someone I looked up to. I was jealous of her. Sometimes I even got mad about how much easier things were for her. But I never hated her. Far from it. I loved her. I loved my sister so much. She was the only one who understood me. The only person in the whole world. Her smile always made me so happy. No matter how hard things were for me. She was always worried about me. I always felt so guilty about it. And in the end, I started acting distant with her. But she didn't care. She was always so nice to me. No matter how I treated her. Yua-chan. Oh. Mia kept climbing the stairs, tears gently streaming down her face. Were they tears of regret? Tears of sorrow? Or tears of guilt? That I couldn't tell. Uh-oh, we got to the top. The wind was stronger than I thought it would be on this helipad. A panorama of Shibuya's nightscape spread out right before our eyes. But now its former brilliance was nowhere to be found. The city had been fully engulfed in darkness. One could just barely make out landmarks like Tokyo Tower, Roppongi Bills, or Other buildings situated in Shujunko in the distance rather. The Shibuya beneath our feet was veiled in complete and utter silence. There was very little light, allowing darkness, complete reign over the ruined city. If it were noon, then Shibuya's new form would be nothing less than stupefying. Nishijiro-kun, if you want to. Mia gently let me go, retracting the arm that had been supporting me. I immediately sank down to the ground, not a single ounce of energy left in my legs. Will you fly with me? Uh-oh. Mia stared deep into the dark night. Fierce gusts of wind sent her long hair fluttering in the sky, hiding her expression from view. That was when I realised. Mia had come here to jump. No, you realised before that, right? To follow in her sister's footsteps. With that in mind, my answer was clear. Hell no! I don't want to die! Why would I want to double suicide with the girl who imprisoned me? I figured you'd say that. One step at a time, Mia walked toward the edge of the heliport, facing the strong wind head-on. Oh, right, about that Sarah-chan figure I ordered with you. Suddenly she stopped and turned around. I went and picked it up. She's so cute and sexy too. I really, really love it. So much so that I even keep it on my desk in my room. A transient smile spread over Mia's lips. Of all times for her to have said that. Why now? I don't care what you say. You'll still get no sympathy from me. That's okay. I don't need any sympathy. Well then, goodbye Nishijiro-kun, the boy who killed me. I'm going to where Yue-chan is now. What Nishijiro-kun had just said was very reasonable. It was strange, though. It had made me feel lonely. There was this heart-rending pain in my chest. In the end, I had never been afforded the opportunity to confirm whether or not he was Shogun. Maybe he had been telling the truth and I was the one who'd gotten it all wrong. But even if I wasn't wrong, there was no point in holding a grudge against him now. If only I hadn't asked Yue-chan to switch places with me back then. If only I had just gone to the offline meet myself and Yue-chan would still be alive. Yue-chan hadn't deserved to die. She'd had so many friends. Our parents had loved her more than anything, and she'd been the smartest, most beautiful girl I'd ever met. And yet, she'd died anyway. Kusunoki Yue had died anyway. And when she had, Kusunoki Mia had disappeared along with her. She'd vanished into thin air, becoming a ghost. That was the choice I'd made back then. I could no longer tell whether I was alive or dead. All I knew was that Yue-chan wasn't here anymore, so I'd rather be dead. I stood at the edge of the helipad, where Yue-chan and the other four had jumped off that night. Looking down made me feel dizzy. The whole nightscape was pitch black. All the lights in the city had gone out, and yet, even in that darkness, I could still tell just how high up I really was. I wondered how Yue-chan had felt when she jumped off of here. She'd probably been terrified. I'm sorry, Yue-chan. I'm sorry you had to go through something so terrifying because of me. Is she actually going to jump? I'll be going too. Very soon. I'll take the pain that you endured, the pain that I alone was supposed to feel, and engrave it onto my body, Yue-chan. I took a deep breath. My heart and mind were at peace. I wasn't afraid of dying. I spread my wings. My arms lay in the empty air. I closed my eyes. And then I stepped forward, into the bottomless abyss before me. And with nothing there to support me anymore, I fell. She is falling? Mia. My whole world turned upside down. There was nothing left to chain me back. Even though I was in free fall, it almost felt like I was floating. Floating amid the rumbling of the wind. The ground was rushing toward me. The very same asphalt that Yua-chan had crashed into 2 months back. The hardened tar that had crushed her bones, ruptured her organs, and sprayed her blood and grey matter across itself. Alright. Don't need to go in that much detail. I don't want to die. Just a moment ago, I hadn't been afraid to die, but the second I lost control of my body, I've been overcome with this tremendous sense of dread. Oh fuck. I don't want to die. Even if Yua-chan had died, I still wanted to live. This was just my survival instincts taking over. I screamed. I screamed from the bottom of my soul. Well, there's no way that she can be saved now. I desperately reached out my hand to the distant night sky above me. I knew there was no one that could grab onto it. But I reached out all the same. There was no end to my screams. I pleaded. I don't want to die. But nobody heard me. Nobody grabbed my hand. I simply fell, with the earth coming closer and closer. And then she was dead. Oh? No! Ah! Huh? Huh? I felt my body shatter into a million pieces, but that feeling had disappeared soon after. Wait. What's happening here? Was that a delusion? When I came to, I found myself collapsed on the floor, on the roof of Cornelius Tower. Nishijo-kun was in front of me. He still wasn't looking at me, but he was reaching his hand out even so. Where? I definitely jumped. No doubt about it. I'd definitely taken that nearly 180-meter dive and smashed right into the ground. But now I just sat there, staring at Nishijo's hand, utterly dumbfounded. I even forgot to wipe away the tears streaming down my face. You... done? Nishijo-kun's words were blunt and curt. I'd be in deep shit if you died on me. It'd look like I pushed you off. I don't want people to think I'm a criminal. Did he save her? I was falling. I'd jumped off. How am I? Wasn't that just a delusion? A delusion? You're telling me all those sensations, all that pain was just a delusion? That's impossible. It felt so real. Hey, Nishijo-kun? Yua-chan must have felt that same pain when she died. But I thought I was ready to go through that exact same pain as she did. But I just kept thinking how much I didn't want to die. I was the one who was supposed to die. But as I was falling, I didn't want to. I can't jump again. I can't. After feeling that pain firsthand, I'm too scared. I can't jump again. What do I do now? You already died once, just now. His stammering has got worse. Huh? You already got to know what you have felt. Isn't that enough? I think it's fine to start over again, and live your life as Kusunoki Miya from now on. You can live to the fullest for Yua's sake. Maybe I should get off his case. He is on the top of a skyscraper. There he is. Thank you. Thank you. I reached for the hand that he'd extended out to me and I took it. It was so very warm. I could feel his body heat through his palm. A warmth so comforting I felt my hand stop shaking. Oh wow, is that the end? Another chapter over. Okay, I like this one a lot more than the last one at least. Okay, so the next chapter that we're going to be looking at is... Let's have a look. Moon and Sun we've just done. Moon and Sun is in the bag. Tick. Next, we've got a bloody contract for your sins. We'll be doing that next time on Borderline Games. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Chaos Head, and I will see you next time. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye.